Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you all for always being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. I had to interrupt the regularly scheduled program to do this thing about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight because so many people are talking about how rigged it was, how this and that. I even had a friend of mine tell me, when Mike Tyson jabbed him and knocked him back, that's when Mike would go in for the kill. And I didn't say anything. I just smiled. But the one thing nobody is talking about is, and even if you've never been a boxing fan, never boxed or anything, but you love boxing and you watch boxing or what have you, you've always heard the experts, the commentators talk about the first thing that goes is the legs. And if people don't recognize that Mike Tyson had no legs, they don't know what they're looking at. There was a guy named Joel Friday who's on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. So if any of you ever heard of this show and heard of Joel Friday, he's not a martial artist, but he said something so profound that made me make this video. He said that Mike Tyson looked like a tree with no roots. And it really gets into what we do. We're Chinese stylists, whether we're doing Hung Gar, Xing Yi, Bagua, we're Tai Chi people, whatever, or just straight martial artists, we know about rooting, all right? And without roots, without legs, and they would tell you in boxing experts will always say, the first thing to go is the legs. And you see this in older people all the time. My youngest son, when he was like 5 years old, I stopped him when we came out of a store and I pointed out an old man that was limping real bad. And I said, you know why he's walking like that? Because his legs, the blood doesn't flow properly. All right. He doesn't stretch enough. He doesn't keep those channels and those muscles elongated and let the oxygen and the blood flow well. This is basic. But people want to say that, oh, it's this or that. A friend of mine, Lou Samke, if you're watching this, shout out to him. He fought a lot of street beef fights. And so him and I trained a bunch of times, man, a lot actually. And sparred a lot. I hadn't sparred in so long. Why do you think that fight was 2-minute rounds? It's not that Mike couldn't do the techniques. It's also when we're getting hit and we're blocking, that's when we're inhaling and to throw. I found myself holding my breath. All right, I'm sure it happened to him. When you haven't done it for so long, the breathing is eradicated and you tire out quicker. This is why 2-minute rounds. All right. So stop with all the excuses. I don't know if maybe it was a rigged fight. I don't know. But if it wasn't, and even if it was, we know that Iron Mike Tyson's legs, he's 58, I'm 62. My legs are still here, but I root. I do leg work. How much leg work was in his camp, or was it all technique and trying to get the cardio up? Whichever way, it was fine because he had to do all of that in order to compete. But the legs, you guys, don't ever skip legs. Legs are the most important because that's where we age first, all right? Down at and all of our punching power comes from the feet and goes up through the hip and everything. But people don't, they talk it, but they don't do it, all right? So legs, root, all right? And you'll stay strong and forever young. Peace.